So good evening. I have been waiting for others to join, so I think they are not joining today. So without wasting much time, we will proceed the first session, introduction session. So you have to be clear with that. Our schedule, like the classes and sessions, will be conducted on Monday and Wednesday. Okay. So Monday it will be in the same time 6 p.m. and Wednesday the 6 p.m. Okay. So what in between that I will be giving you some assignments, so where you have to complete that. Okay, so first 3 months from today onwards, first 3 months it will be a training session, and then we will be assigning you in a project after 3 months. Okay, so it is total 6 months. So first 3 months we will be taking the theoretical part and other doubt clearing sessions, and it is like a literature survey thing. Okay, so we will be doing some literature work. So after 3 months, the you have to enroll in the project and you have to complete the project by December. Okay, so this is our ultimate aim, and that is our goal also. So let me clear that what you will be learning in this entire 3 months. So we have split it into some parts, right? Since you are a third year student, right? You are third year, right?
Yes, sir, third years.
Yeah, fine. So in that case, you are very well aware of aerodynamics, flight dynamics, and supersonic aerodynamics, right? So it is a beginning, right? So it is a prerequisite what you want to know before hypersonic dynamics. So objective of this particular course is we are going to learn about how the fundamental concepts and basics of hypersonic, and also we will be learning how the design aspects, like hypersonic vehicle design aspects, are there. Okay, so purely it is a theory oriented. We are not going to look into the problematic in a problematic way, or we are not going to look into a uh, derivational way. Okay, so we are going to understand the concept as a theoretical way. Okay, so how the design of hypersonic vehicle, what will be happening in the throughout from the launching and the re-entry scenario, so what exactly it will be happening. So those factors we will be learning in the entire training program. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind that we are not going to derive anything. We are not going to uh, uh, we are not going to solve any type of problem right now in this particular training program. We are going to learn why and how the design of hypersonic vehicles are there. Okay, so those factors we will be considering. So that is our objective. So first, initially we will be starting with three reference classes. So there are three reference classes in hypersonic vehicle, like classification of aircraft. When we say a classification of aircraft, we are classifying with lighter than air, heavier than air. So similarly for hypersonic, we are having three different classes that we will be discussing in the first session. So second session we will be discussing about the aerothermodynamics and definition and development of flight vehicles. So basics of aerothermodynamics will be covered in the second session. So in the third session, flight trajectories of winged and non-winged re-entry vehicles. Because when we speak about third one, first category is RVW. Second one is RVNW. Third one is CAV. Okay. So RVW is re-entry vehicle with winged configuration. RVNW means re-entry vehicle with non-winged configuration. Okay, so we will see each and everything in depth when the particular chapter or particular lecture comes. Okay, so CAV is cruise acceleration vehicle. Cruise acceleration vehicle. So we will be seeing all about the flight trajectory of these three different classes, hypersonic classes. We will be studying and general equations for planetary flight. So when we want to go for interplanetary flight, how and which type of equations we will be preferring. Okay. So again, I am repeating. We are just going through the design aspects. We are not going through the flight trajectory path, or we are not going to learn about. Of course, there is a important, right, when it is come to a overall mission of hypersonic flight. It is a required mission, right? Record parameter, but we have to think that within the short span of 3 months we cannot cover all the topics. So we are focusing overall, we are focusing on three hypersonic reference vehicle and how to design the CAV or re-entry vehicle with winged configuration or re-entry vehicle with non-winged configuration. So those three factors we will be studying. Okay. So in the chapter 2 we are covering the entire CAV design and other factors of CAV we will be covering in the chapter 2. Okay. So we will be understanding what are the cruise and acceleration vehicles are there in the current scenario, and we will be studying highly coupled lift and propulsion system of cruise and acceleration vehicle, and we will be also covering with aerothermodynamic airframe and propulsion. So this is about aerodynamics plus propulsion, whereas this is about structure plus propulsion. Okay, structure of a CAV. So this is aerodynamics of CAV and structures of CAV. And there is a latest configuration in the development that is called as wave rider configuration. So that also we will be discussing in the chapter 2. Okay. So when it comes to the chapter 3, we are focusing on winged re-entry vehicle. So RVW, right? So winged re-entry vehicle is, of course, space shuttle is one of the example, right? Space shuttle is a winged re-entry vehicle. So how the wing re-entry vehicle and why, how the basic parameters like basic aerodynamics parameters, aerodynamic performance of re-entry vehicle will be discussed, and vehicle flyability and controllability will be also discussed. So there is a factor called hypersonic pitch anomaly, right? Hypersonic pitching moment anomaly. So those factors also will be discussed in this under the chapter 3. So overall it will be covering with the design aspects of RVW. Okay. So when it comes to the fourth chapter, it is RVNW. So non-winged re-entry vehicle, that is very well known, that space capsule. So right now India is also going to launch Gaganyaan mission. They are going to launch a non-winged re-entry vehicle. SpaceX is also using nowadays space capsules like Crew Dragon, right? They are mentioning their name is Crew Dragon. So that is coming under the category of non-winged re-entry vehicles. Okay. So this in this chapter we will be studying about the introduction and entry strategies. So how the space capsules will be launched and when it is coming back to Earth or any other planetary mission. So keep that in mind whenever we are speaking about hypersonic vehicle or re-entry vehicles. It is not only meant for our Earth atmosphere. Okay, so suppose if we are launching a space capsule for Mars, right, planet Mars. So when the space capsule is entering into the planet Mars, it is also undergoing the hypersonic effect. Okay, so that's why we are whenever we are speaking about re-entry vehicle, it is not only on Earth, it is on any other planet also. Okay, so you have to be keep that in mind. Okay, so the design of the vehicle need to be designed according to the like, although we are in Earth, right, so we are always calculating and we are always considering the parameters related to Earth, but the same type of space capsule, space probes will be used for interplanetary mission also. Okay, so you have to aware of that while taking the sessions. It will be always related with the interplanetary mission. So stability, because since it is not having a wing, right, of course when we are having a wing we can say that, sorry, when we are having a wing configuration we can easily state that uh, uh, it is easily sta- we can make the vehicle stable, right, easily. But here since there is absence of wing, the stability and control will be different. So those factors we will be learning in the fourth chapter. And dynamic stability, of course static stability and dynamic stability will be also discussed. Thermal loads, so when we are re-entering into Earth atmosphere or any planetary atmosphere, depending upon the atmospheric conditions, it is going to get heated up more than 1500 degrees Celsius. So how the thermal loads will be acting in the space capsule, and how we have to safeguard our hypersonic vehicle when it is re-entering into Earth or any planetary missions. So I am repeating once again. In the first chapter, we will be seeing the basics. What are the three reference classes and some basic definitions, as well as flight trajectories and of both re-entry vehicles as well as CAV. So in chapter 2, we will be dedicatedly discussing about the design of CAV, cruise and acceleration vehicle. So when we speak about cruise and acceleration vehicle, it is going to fly under the Earth atmosphere. It is not going to fly in the space or it in the interplanetary mission. Okay, it is especially made for under the Earth atmosphere. So we'll be discussing related to that. When it comes to the chapter 3, we are discussing with a re-entry vehicle with winged configuration. So how we need to design this re-entry vehicle with winged configuration, and how we can make the vehicle stable and controllable, and what are the aerodynamic performance parameters are there, right? So how we can make it fly and make it successfully re-enter into earth atmosphere. So those details we'll be covering in the chapter 3. So chapter 4, of course, it is space capsule. So the same type of how we need to design the space capsule, and how the stability and static stability and trimming conditions will be working in the space capsule configuration, and finally the thermal loads. So the chapter 5 is focused with forces and moments and stability acting on all this hypersonic vehicle. So why the shape of the vehicle is bluff body, or why we have to choose the slender configuration, where we have to choose the slender, and why we have to choose a slender body. So that will be also discussed. So control surfaces. So all the control surfaces of the re-entry vehicle, as well as cruiser and acceleration vehicle, will be also discussed. So determining the center of pressure for spacecraft, right? So that is important thing, moment equation and spacecraft. So those things will be considered in the chapter 5. But as I told earlier, we are not going to cover that much in the derivational part. We are focusing with the theoretical and better understanding. Okay, so we are going for a conceptual design actually. Okay, so chapter 6, it is focused on multidisciplinary design aspects and what are the requirement when we are going to design an hypersonic vehicle. What is the major important factors are required? We need to think about that for further analysis. Suppose if you are doing the project right now, you should not drop it with 6 months, right? Because hypersonic is a futuristic concept in the aerospace industry sector. So you have to be sure that what are the important factors are there in the hypersonic vehicle, and analysis, right? You have to do conceptual design. If in the 6 months you will be doing conceptual design, that is fine. But after 6 months, if you wish to continue this project, you have to understand how the thermal fluid structure interaction is very much important. Thermal mechanical fluid structure interaction, you might be heard about FSI, fluid structure interaction, right? Whereas here in hypersonic vehicle, you have to include the thermal and mechanical factors into the design and analysis consideration. Okay, so those things we will be discussing when the particular chapters that we will be discussing in depth. And heat transport at the vehicle surface, so how it will be distributed, the heat will be distributed over the space shuttle or space capsule. And aerothermodynamics simulation combined, that means like in worldwide right now, in worldwide, which are the industries are doing conference or working in the particular project, that will be also discussed in the chapter 6. Okay, so this is how we have splitted the entire training program. So overall, you have to keep in mind that we are going to learn three different configuration of hypersonic vehicle. One is cruise and acceleration, and another one is re-entry vehicle with wing. Another one is re-entry vehicle with non-winged configuration. Okay. So again, I'm repeating that we are going to have the classes on Monday as well as Wednesday. If there is any time change in time, it will be notified you to you earlier itself. Okay, and there will be a discussion forum under the training room. In the same platform there will be a discussion forum. So suppose if you are having any queries or any questions you want to ask, you can use the discussion forum, because that will help everyone to understand, like, okay, this is what happening in this particular training program. Okay, so if you are having any other queries, you can tell me, like, what is the doubt or what are the clarification you need. So the most important outcome of this training program is to give the knowledge of basic hypersonic vehicle dynamics, and to understand the theory of winged air breathing hypersonic vehicles. So as I said earlier, so hypersonic re-entry vehicles and chemical and thermal temperature effects in hypersonic flow. So this is the basic outcome what you will be learning in the training program. Okay. So the reference book we are using is related with selected Aerothermodynamic design problems of hypersonic vehicle. So it was from Springer and it was written by Ernest Heinrich Herschel and Klaus Weyland. Okay. So basically, for reference, we are using hypersonic and high temperature gas by J.D. Anderson. So mostly all the parameters, all the text was covered with this book, and we'll be taking that as a reference. Okay. So I hope I am clear with this